Hi again, everyone. A pair of Bulldogs matching up on the court. Notre Dame hosting Sykeston. A record performance in this one. We'll get to that momentarily. Also, nice turnout at Notre Dame. Sykeston also traveled well. And check out, how about this fast break layup by Ben James right there. Gets it to go. And Cole Adams back for Notre Dame. He would respond. Sykeston, meanwhile, Marquel Murray sets up his teammate Naquavion Allen for a three. He nails that one. Sykeston began to get a comfortable lead. Notre Dame would do everything it could to hang in this game. Colton Landaway with the bucket. Then another basket for Sykeston right there. But what a night for Kobe Thomas. 10 three-pointers to set a school record. Rusty Hendricks on the call provided that info. Thomas had 39 points. Sykeston rolls in that record-breaking night for him. 73-45 over Notre Dame. From Cape Central, we head on over now to Cape Central, I should say, from Notre Dame to Cape. They got that festive mood going on over there, and Farmington was doing some shooting. Man, were they ever knocking that shot down. Cape trying to hang in there as well. Landon Coney responds with the bucket. Brajon Clemens, but not enough on this night. Too much Farmington. The final score, we'll put it on the board there for you, 70-46, the final. Risco and South Pemiscot playing in the championship game of the Clarkton Christmas Tournament. Risco scored the first 9 points of the game. South Pemiscot would battle back, and then watch Ty Campbell on the putback. Whoa! He gets it to go, and South Pemiscot wins a great one, 60-58 in the final of the Clarkton Christmas Tournament. Other boys scores, Kelly beats Perryville 77-73 in triple overtime. Scott City over New Madrid County Central 77-49. East Prairie 69-34 over Oak Ridge. 30th annual First State Community Bank Holiday Classic, of course, wrapped up last night. Jackson beating St. Vincent 40-38. We're going to take a look at some of the folks who played such a big role in the tourney over the years. Mark Ruark in the middle has served as a tournament director for 28 years. The tallest gentleman there, Steve Wunderlich, won 2 state titles at Perryville, part of the first Holiday Classic, and also pictured Perryville coach Justin Dreyer. All those guys, way to go. Cape Central, meanwhile, hosting the girls' Tiger Classic wrestling varsity meet. They had it at the junior high. And this is action from tonight, of course. 15 teams total competing in the Tiger Classic. Meanwhile, how about Cape Central head coach Preston Hoback says he's seen a lot of positive growth in girls wrestling in the area.
Oh yeah, I've seen a lot of improvement with it. Just everyone, girls joining. I mean, it's small a couple years ago, but it's growing every year. For the Heartland, it's pretty tough. I mean, we have a lot of, our conference is very tough, but overall, it's a good one to look at.
Some outstanding performances, by the way, by some Heartland wrestlers. Potosi ended up winning the meet. Boys Tiger Classic scheduled for tomorrow. College hoops, SEMO men and women look to bounce back from OVC opening game losses. Both of them are at Tennessee State. The women's game at 1, followed by the men's game at 3:30. That is a look at sports.